like 5 minutes from the right, but still, he's still getting married today, now. I think we need to go. Let's just get all, like, what, 8 of us on there? Just,
oh, yeah, we would.
Good. How you doing?
Way up high.
Friends and family, it's my pleasure to welcome you here, those of you here that could be here in person, and for those of us that are here in spirit. It's a momentous day here. It's something that these two have been waiting for a long time, to be able to stand here in front of you all and say out loud what they've known in their hearts for a very long time. That Becky is the only person for you, and that Brian is the only person for you. Now, I've had the pleasure of knowing both of them for a while, but I met Brian first, playing volleyball, of course, at the YMCA. When I met him, I had no idea that I was meeting somebody that I would play volleyball with for a very long time. Becky shared with me, actually later, that she had no idea that volleyball could constitute a way of life. Turns out it can. Brian also shared with me that he had no idea that somebody could put Burt's beeswax on their lips so many times in one day.
That's true.
Yeah.
But you can. Brian is one of the most honest people I've ever known. He's open, he's caring, he's loyal and protective, he's hardworking, and he's witty. I'd like to sum it up by saying that Brian's an incredibly unique soul.
You could say that.
When he spoke of Becky before I met her, he talked about her with such a genuine respect, almost a reverence, that I just couldn't wait to meet her. When I did finally meet her, I do remember thinking to myself, damn. Even a few minutes into conversation with Becky, I could tell that she was incredibly kind and warm, that she's fun and funny, honest and sweet, also an incredibly unique soul. I've always found it amazing that in such a crazy, hectic world, that two people who are so perfect for each other somehow manage to hunt each other down, grab on, and realize that they didn't want to let go. Now, speaking of hunting somebody down, I don't know if you've all heard this story of how they first met, but stalker. Don't worry, this is a stalker story that ends well. Brian and Becky actually saw each other for the first time when Brian was running late to a class and slipped in the back. It was American elections. I think I probably would have tried to be late to that class too. The only chair left was next to Becky, so he was probably pretty happy to sit next to her. And they had some quiet conversation, maybe a little bit of witty banter. They ended up chatting after class, and after class turned into hanging out all afternoon and for the rest of the day. And Brian does recall that was the very first time he had the opportunity to hear Becky play the guitar. And he told me that he remembers thinking, and she played Stairway to Heaven, right? Yep. And he remembers thinking, wow, this girl is really talented. Becky remembers thinking, how do I get this guy out of my room? I got to study.
So true.
Over the course of the next couple of weeks, Becky actually did her best to avoid Brian. She would hang out in random buildings on the third floor. And, she even tried to go to the library where she thought she'd never see Brian. But he did. He found her. He hunted her down. And over the course of the next 6 years, they spent time playing music together, going to concerts, taking walks in the nature, playing mini golf, and just enjoying each other's company, playing volleyball together occasionally, watching Brian play some volleyball.
Mostly that.
And now they've got their first place together about a year ago.
Yeah.
And today they're tying the knot here with all of us. In getting to know both of them, one of the things that's always stood out to me is how good they are at taking care of each other. I've seen how their similarities connect them and their differences complement each other. I've seen how they encourage each other to grow. Things like how Brian's persistence and perseverance in the way that he didn't let her get away has encouraged Becky to think about how powerful setting your mind to something can be. How Becky has helped Brian to slow his mind and to temper his focus in life. Brian has always been the life of the party, whereas Becky would rather grab a blanket and a cup of tea and put a puzzle together.
Yep.
But Brian has helped her come out of her shell and find that part of her, that outgoing part of herself that she now loves. Now they're both the life of the party when they're there together. I've seen Becky support Brian in his desire and his passion for fitness and his desire to be a personal trainer. I've seen Brian support Becky when she was putting in crazy hours at work, when she was working toward her degree to be a teacher. By the way, not what either of them went to school for. Becky is a fantastic cook, which is awesome because Brian's a fantastic eater. I've even heard recently that Becky's got Brian doing the dishes.
I like how that got applause.
So in the evolution of relationships and the fast pace of life, we spend a lot of time thinking about what's next, what's tomorrow going to bring, or the next day. But occasionally it's smart to slow down and to maybe look back. It can be fun and insightful and nostalgic in the best ways. So with that in mind, Brian and Becky have decided to write letters to each other about how they felt this morning on the day of their wedding, and seal them, not letting the other person read them. And they're going to put them in this box behind me and seal it up. It'll be a time capsule capturing their hearts and minds in this moment. There's a bottle of rum in there too, by the way. And the plan is, on their 10th anniversary, they're going to open it up, they're going to have a drink, they're going to read the letters to each other, and remember this amazing day and reminisce about their journey along the way. So guys, I'm going to give you your letters and invite you up here to put them away and seal the box. Let me set this down first. Here you go.
Going in.
There. There.
So you can intro first.
Now this will be the dangerous part of the ceremony.
All right, so
You go first.
I'll let you go first, Brian. Should be. Can you see it real quick? Can you see it real quick?
yeah. We good?
I'm scared. What's your finger? Oh boy. Is this?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
make sure it lines up.
Put pressure down on it. There you go.
All right, that's good.
Good job.
We did it. Oh,
All right.
put back
All right.
All right, so we'll head back up.
Careful your step down there.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Right.
No
But that
hand.
was the dangerous part. But here comes the fun part.
All right.
You guys ready?
I think
Ready.
so.
All right. The vows. Brian, do you promise to always love and support Becky, to celebrate and encourage the amazingly unique individual she is, to always seek to understand before passing judgment, to be there for her when times are their toughest, and to pick her up when she falls down, and always remember how lucky you are to have found such an amazing soul to spend your life with?
I do.
And Becky, do you promise to always love and support Brian, to celebrate and encourage the amazingly unique individual he is, to always seek to understand before passing judgment, to be there for him when times are their toughest, to pick him up when he falls down, and to always remember how lucky you are to have found such an amazing soul to spend your life with?
I do.
All right.
Great. May I have the rings, please, sir? All right. So to me, the ring is always that constant reminder that the love of your life and your best friend is with you. So, yep. So place this ring on Brian's finger and repeat after me. Let this ring
Let this ring
be a physical reminder
be a physical reminder
of the unconditional love
of the unconditional love
that fills my heart for you.
that fills my heart for you.
All right.
We got it on there.
Please place that ring on Becky's finger and repeat after me. Let this ring
Let this ring
be a physical reminder
be a physical reminder
of the unconditional love that fills my heart for you.
of the unconditional love that fills my heart for you.
Excellent. Then by the power vested in me by the state of Massachusetts and those internet guys, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.